I started in the kitchen or cabinets and appliance department at Menards about 9 years ago now. So I was there for 6 years. I've been here at Click for 3 years now. I just came up on my 3-year anniversary, and then I've been doing design ever since. Ever since I can remember, painting, drawing, film, anything like that you can think of. Any kind of medium. I've probably dabbled in.
So in the 3 years you've been with Click Studios, how many kitchens or projects do you think you've produced?
Probably, figured maybe about 250 a year, so 3 years, so maybe about 750 designs, say roughly in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. How many of those do you think you've sold, this ballpark, in those 3 years?
I'd say over the last, as my sales have kind of picked over the years, I'd say probably around 250 to 300 of those, somewhere in there, I'd say, sales that I've made. I think just slowing down a little bit, not trying to rush when I'm on the phone, getting more back in the mindset of being face to face with a person and really trying to sell not only the product but yourself, that you're the expert, you're the designer, you're going to help them, and really kind of building a rapport, getting them to trust you, because that's the big thing, and getting them to remember you. So if it's not a project that's starting in 3 months, it's in 6 months from now they think, okay, I want to come back and I want to work with Mason. So I think those are kind of the few big things that I've focused on. I mean, it's still the same as in they're coming to you, they want to work on their kitchen, but it's different to where they're not, okay, here's 3 hours that I'm going to come in on a Tuesday night and sit down with you. It's, you're working through email, working through that, where they may not have a whole lot of time when you initially talk to them. So it's really kind of, trying to kind of judge, okay, how much they want to kind of get going on it, how much time they got. All right, trying to get make that conversation, that first initial contact, kind of as useful as you can, to not only establish the relationship, but also to gather as much information as you can from them. Yeah, I mean, try to gather as much information as I can about them, searching through the CRM for notes, anything they've written in emails, photos they've sent, checking Acton to see their history, trying to gather as much as I can, just looking for notes on their plans that they've drawn in, whether it's architectural plans or some they've drawn up on the back of their napkin from the dinner table. Trying to gather as much as I can to try and get a little bit of an idea of where I want the conversation to go when I do call them and have the initial call. It's, maybe like 60-70%. Every 10 people I call, I probably get a hold of 6 of them and leave 4 messages.
Sure. So you kind of have to be prepared to kind of leave a message or.
Yep. I have my spiel down for when I leave a message of and
Now, do you have this written down? Do you use a script of some sort, or you've done it so many times?
Done it so many times at this point that I've kind of got a rhythm with it. But I think with a few things, I started out with writing a script of, okay, let's kind of generally keep it this way. But
sure.
Yeah, now it's just kind of it's like the song you can't get out of your head. It's just
right.
Kind of comes to you naturally. I've tried a few different things, trying to type on the computer, trying to just remember things, and but I found just handwritten notes, it kind of helps to write it one time and it kind of flashes in your head, and then you go back and read it and you kind of remember that. I just couldn't do the typing thing. I just can't get my brain to do both, but
sure.
So I write all my notes down. Maybe not necessarily a template, but kind of a general process of how, different aspects I want to find out about the project, kind of the overall scope of the project, check over measurements, layout, smaller details, and then, just kind of wrapping up what's going to be next, and then finding out what questions they have.
Sure.
Just kind of the general, but, what I say or what I ask may change.
Sure.
Customer to customer, or client to client.
So it sounds like you start out very broad.
Yep.
And kind of get more specific.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly. I'm pretty straight to the point, kind of straightforward. Not too much with small talk or that. I like to find out about the project, get them excited about it. I try to be as open as I can to them for their questions or what their ideas are that. Try to keep it light, try to keep it, not get bogged down in the details, but really kind of keep them excited about it, so that they're not getting discouraged about the project or anything like that. So like to try and keep it fresh, keep it moving, but not too much where I'm getting either bogged down in small talk or bogged down in the details that aren't, helping with the project. I think a big thing is just showing them that you're listening, and that you've looked at their plans. If they send in photos, I remember one person had a old like pop machine looking thing, but it had a big Steelers logo on it. I don't know what exactly it was, but just like referencing that, like, oh yeah, so I like you're a Steelers fan, just like something simple like that, or that. Or just pointing out like, oh, I see that you have a soffit there. Is that coming out? Is that going to stay? Just referencing those things just shows them that, okay, he's looked this over. He's not just some guy trying to get all the trying to just get me to buy something from him. You're actually paying attention. Or recalling something that they've said maybe early in the kit, in the design, or when you're talking to them of, maybe we're not going to be in the house too long, and so later on you bring it up, oh, you're not going to be in the house too long, well, maybe we don't add in these extra upgrades. Just something like that shows, okay, you're listening to what they're saying and you're kind of giving them your suggestions based off of that. A lot of times it's people where maybe their vision is too big for what's in front of them. You get the people they have a 10 by 12 kitchen, but they want to put in an oven and a cooktop and a built-in microwave and a built-in fridge and a 36-inch pantry and all, and it's like, nope, I'll try that, but you're going to want to downsize and condense some of this, because otherwise your kitchen is just going to be too much. And yeah, those pantries are going to be expensive. They could raise up the commission, but like the kitchen's not going to turn out well. They're not going to enjoy this kitchen, and that's more important. Let's get something that's going to function and work well, and whatever it costs, and let's get you something that's going to function and look good.